Hey guys, welcome back to the Morning Mug. I'm John, your host, and today we're going to be talking about something that's happened over the Christmas holidays here. Um, that's really, I don't know, not put a damper, I suppose, on my good mood, but has made me think a little bit more um, to what has happened in my life when I was growing up and this and that, the other thing, and why it's happening to this person now. Um, Maybe it's had some effect on them that's just starting to come out. I'm not sure. Um, the person we're talking about is my brother. Um, Now, he's had a lot to deal with in his life. Um, you know, the same as me being beat up by our father and this and that, the other thing. But he's also gone through a bout of cancer. Um, did the chemo thing and stuff like that, which was very, very hard on him. I remember it. Um, there were days that he was in a good mood, and he'd be, with the chemo. Of course, chemo back then you could rip the hair out of your own head and wouldn't even feel it, and that's what he used to do, just to make fun of himself. Uh, but Georgie's always been Georgie. I mean, you know, um, he used to be a lot of fun to be around. I mean, Georgie used to be. He still is. I mean, to the point that he's not funny, that's not a lie. That's a lie because he's still very, very funny. He's a funny guy. Um, Now, my brother is gay, um, which is fine with me. I have no qualms and problems about that. I've always told him that. And it was kind of funny how I found out he was gay. I'll let you in on that another time. Uh, but anyway, we haven't always been, I guess, where he's had his own clique of friends and I've had my own clique of friends. We haven't always been close, but in the same aspect, if he needed something, I was there. Um, at least I tried. I tried. So this Christmas here, I mean, last year was the first time we were able to get together in a while, almost 3 years, I think it was. And he doesn't live that far away from me. I mean, he lives in Vancouver, right? But Georgie's Georgie, and he wants to be, um, he's always said he didn't want to deal with family stuff and blah blah blah, so he stayed away, right? Which is fine. That's up to him, right? Not saying that I would have brought any of my family issues to him because I would never do that, right? Uh, but he's talking about my mom and so on and so forth, right? Um, I mean, when Dad died, it was just like, yeah, whatever, good. Hopefully they buried him fast, right? That's what I got out of Georgie. No sympathy, no nothing, just the way it was. I tell him to call mom every once in a while, and I make him do it when he's in front of me, and it's like pulling teeth. He just has no time or will to even do it. Not that mom's ever done anything to him, but he figures that she's too much of a bug. Which she's a mom. That's just the way she is, right? Anyway, um, we were going. I mean, when I seen him last year, I wasn't too happy about it because not that I wasn't happy to see him because I was. I was very happy to see him. We took him to the aquarium, had a good time, took some pictures, so on and so forth. Um, but it was the way that he had gotten, the way he looked, you know. Um, I remember my brother. He is my younger brother, um, but Georgie's tall, you know. And when I last seen him, he was filled out. He wasn't big, big. Like he wasn't fat. He wasn't muscular, but he was there, right? So, um, when I seen him last year, it wasn't good. I mean, he looked like a skeleton. His face was sucked in. He had no meat on his bones. My God, I just didn't know how he was holding himself up. And then he explained to me, "Oh, it was just jogging, and the jogging does not make you look like that. I'm sorry, it doesn't, right?" So, yeah, I wasn't kind of happy with that. Um, Now, the person he's been with for years. Uh, but I think that the relationship that he's in is a very explosive one. I mean, it's crazy how two people should have never been together. You know, I don't know what they're like when they first met, but um, a relationship to me is you stick by the person that you're with, right? And that person that you're with, they help you through thin and thick and thin or whatever. Same thing you would do for them, right? From what I've understood and been through with this person, along with Georgie, he's not been with them. So, anyway, that's another story as well. So, anyway, guys, like I said, I invited him over for Christmas, and we have made plans that I go out and pick him up at Surrey Central. And he asked me, was it okay that he bring a friend? His friend just lost his mom or something like that. I said, yeah, by all means, bring him. We have plenty of food here, so whatever. So we drove all the way out to Surrey to pick him up, and we found his friend, not a problem. We didn't find Georgie. So of course I'm getting a little aggravated because I don't like Surrey whatsoever. And about an hour and a half had passed, and finally we get a text from George. He's in the hospital. He's having a mental breakdown. And I'm like, wow, what in the world is going on now? So anyway, he gives me a number to call. I guess it's Michael's or somebody like that. And I said, okay, whatever. Um, I call up and Georgie just bawling his head off, and he says, "I'm going nuts, blah blah blah. People are trying to beat me up or bully me and stuff like that." You're starting to say it was just like high school. I said, "Well, George, tell me who they are, and I'll go down and deal with it, right?" And of course, nope. He didn't want to have anything to do with that. He says, "I don't know who these people are. I don't know what they look like." And I'm like, I stop for a second. I'm going, okay, you don't know who these people are. You don't know what they look like, but they are bullying you and trying to beat you up. Any normal person would say, that's nuts. And which it was. It didn't make any sense to me, right? And then, of course, he was saying, "Oh, I don't understand," blah, 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 blah. And then he said, "Well, you know, he was going." I said, "Okay, whatever, give me a call when you feel better." So anyway, a couple of days go past, and I worry about him. He's my brother, and he calls me up out of the blue, and he says, "Can you call me again?" I said, "Yep, I can call you." So I called him up again, and he knows we're going away to the Philippines for a month, and he asked me. He says, "John, do you mind if I stay at your place for a month while you're gone?" I said, "No, Georgie, you can't do that. You know, number one, it's not my house. Number two, our landlord would never agree to it. So yeah, no, not going to happen, right? Maybe if it was my house, maybe we could make some sort of arrangements, right? Um, but no, not now, right? Not going to happen. Of course, then he started blaming me for all of the troubles that he's going through and that and the other thing, and I just said, Georgie, I'm not, it must be nice that you can blame something on the people that are trying to help you, you know, for your misgivings, like, And of course, I didn't mean to say it, but of course, by then I was getting a little bit aggravated with what he was going on with, and maybe I shouldn't have been. But yeah, that's what I've been dealing with for the last week, guys. I don't know what's going on with him, but there's something definitely going on. I think myself personally, he needs to get into some sort of program or get somewhere where he's able to talk to people that can really, really help him. Um, I'm not sure. You know, if I could help him, I would. I really, really would. He's my brother. Of course, I would. I love him. You know, he's my brother. But in the same aspect, um, right now, I don't think I can. Like, I can't. He's not in a mindset that he needs to be. I don't think he's dealing with reality. I think he's dealing with something else. You know, that's scary. That's scary. My dad, he passed away with dementia. I don't know if that's something that could be going on this early in Georgie or what, but um, I don't know. I really don't. So yeah, guys, that's what's been going on here for the last, you know, week or so, and we had a little conversation this morning, and of course it got carried away again, and he started blaming me again. I just said to him, I said, until you're in the right mindset, let's part here, and you do your thing, I'll do mine. I just can't be I can't be drawn down that black hole anymore. I was drawn down to it in that black hole for a very long time, and it took me a long time to get out of it. And I'm not willing to go back there for anybody. So anyway, guys, that's about it for me today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. If this video was helpful in any way, please leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking here. Um, Hopefully, you'll subscribe to the channel. It doesn't take much, guys. It's free. All you got to do is hit subscribe, and yeah, I'll be here. Anyway, guys, have a great day. Have a great evening. Keep your loved ones close. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.